Oh, it's dark. Hello.
Hello.
Because I picked up my phone, looked, and I said, okay, I'll shit. So no Gary tonight?
No, Gary. So in any case, Ken, we were reviewing our numbers and our percent positivity. We've had 8 cases. 223 people have been tested, which brings our percent positivity to 3.5, which is going down. So we're pretty happy and psyched with that information. We're still not below 3, which would be, you know, the target. And I was just commenting that I think most of our cases of transmission are from occurring indoors. And so I would like to look or talk about, if we could, the outdoor piece of the masking mandate. Because I think that's, from what I'm hearing from the public, that's difficult to enforce. And I think if our numbers are coming down, then we're great. And if we can keep the masks on indoors, we're going to be okay.
Right.
I get a little worried thinking about our larger events coming up, but I'm not sure I have an answer on what's right and what's not right at this point in time. I mean, I think we're headed in the right direction. The thought of a large bonfire at Oyster Fest, while I'm very supportive of it, I worry a little bit as well. So I mean, I'm not sure what the right thing to do is. That's all. I'm torn because we're not seeing virus transmission from outdoors, but we haven't seen super large gatherings either. So
Okay.
I put that to you guys for your expert opinions.
As far as the parade, do we anticipate motor vehicles?
I think so, right? We're gonna have
Yeah.
the standard.
So is that a factor as far as masking?
Masking on the,
Inside motor vehicle with, if there's a group of people inside.
It's usually truck beds, isn't it?
I don't know what what kind
usually-
of vehicles,
Yeah.
I mean, if they're
Large.
outside, that may be a little different, but my personal bias, even if the mandate is lifted, is I would still recommend
yes, of course.
masking as a recommendation from the board, maybe masking if you can't keep within 6 feet. I think that's, as a recommendation. If you feel like you really should lift up, I don't know what you think about that. If we're considering, I mean, we're not going to vote, I guess, tonight with only 3 of us on the mandate. But I was just,
Well, there are
the whole
3 of us,
notion
Nick.
of
There are 3 of
proximity.
us. There are 3 of us here tonight. We can lift this to any extent.
Well, you
we
can only
want.
lift it up if all 3 of you vote to do it.
Yes, exactly. But we can if we want to.
Yes, you can if all 3 of you choose to lift it. I think at this point, it would be important to continue to require it indoors. It's the outdoor piece. I'm just gonna see if I can share screen because I wanted to look at it. You guys can see that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so. All right, whenever indoors, so A, I still like, B, I still like, C is transportation, we have to like that because we don't really have a say. D, whenever outdoors in public place, it should be places, huh? Places including streets, sidewalks, while waiting in lines at beach and ponds, if physical distancing cannot be maintained as a result of the number of people present. So
Right.
so D, I guess D still stands because we want people to either distance or mask.
Right.
And then E, when outdoors on the premises of public or private property and used for the purpose of gathering, which includes without limitations, community, civic events, public leisure, faith-based, sporting events, concerts, conferences, conventions, fundraisers, parades, fairs, festivals, weddings, funerals, and any similar event or activity that brings together 100 people or more. So I think E is what's questionable in my mind.
Well, then if we lift it based on the parade, all those other events are included, right? They're all being
Yeah,
lifted.
yeah, so then that means it would be lifted also for Oyster Fest and, you know, whatever other 100+ person gathering is going on.
Hillary, have you got any letters this week for or against?
I haven't gotten any letters for or against. I got a couple complaints. I'm just cruising through here. I heard from Katie Kimmick on more than one occasion, so I got a clarification comment, which is neither for or against. This person wants to do the right thing and they're just confused. Katie Kimmick writes, can you guys see that, or are you still looking at the mandate?
Mandate.
Looking at the mandate.
Okay, so Katie Kimmick writes, we just want to be on record saying that you guys should be looking at the total population when making your decision on continuing with the mask mandate. The amount of people not testing is the important part. I think we are sending the wrong message by mandating masks because of 15 cases with 20,000 people in town. Looking at just tested people is really misleading data. We should be celebrating the fact that we only have 15 cases. Also, if you do continue, you need to get out there and enforce it. Many restaurants are not following the mandate. So that's what she writes. And I think that is the only bit of correspondence I have received this week. And make that 9 cases because we just got another one in. Yeah, that's all the correspondence I've gotten.
Okay, so Hillary, do you know how many cases right now are in Barnstable County?
Yes, I do. I can tell you that. Currently in Barnstable County, there are, Truro has a boatload.
Hey, Martha.
Yeah, hey, Laura, I'm on this meeting, but I can't hear anybody.
Hi, Martha, we can hear you. We
Okay,
can, the whole meeting can hear you.
okay, but I can't hear anybody else.
Rebecca, can you mute Martha, please?
Okay,
So 824 only, we had 43 cases, 18, 66 cases. So between 44 and 66 cases in Barnstable County.
Okay, so you're saying Wellfleet has, what, 9 of them now? How many are in Truro?
Well, not all of the cases are on that chart because the ones tested at Outer Cape Health take a few more days to get logged into the system.
Okay.
So,
So
and Truro, if you give me a minute, just because it's good to know what's going on around you. So Barnstable, let's see, Eastham in the past 2-week period has had 11 cases. Truro, Provincetown has had 23. And Truro has had 2 in the previous 2 weeks.
I don't think that's a boatload.
That's a small boat.
It's a very small boat. That's a dinghy, very tiny dinghy. So the numbers are all coming down.
They are coming down.
So I'm thinking, can we do something with the outdoors and try to meet you some type of agreement on something for the outdoors? You know, the indoors I know will not go down at this time, but can we do something about the outdoors so people can do something with it?
Laura, how many people are you anticipating at the parade?
We haven't gotten too many signups, but typically in a normal year, I'd say most people don't sign up in advance. They just show up and line up and we go from there. So we do day of registration.
Mhm.
So Janet, Lara and I, we had talked earlier, because I'm on the chamber booth, I'm the chamber board. Right at this moment, there aren't many businesses that are putting forth any type of floats at this moment. Just basically because what the businesses are going through this year with help. So I don't think there are gonna be many business floats at all this year. There may be personal ones or people that may have extra help, but this is not like gonna be the 4th of July where the businesses, they plan to May and June and get ready for the 4th. So I think this is gonna be, if we do have the parade this year, it's gonna be completely different than in years past for the 4th of July.
Well, and it's not just the participants, but it's also the people who go to the parade. I mean, how many people in a small space go to the parade,
Well, do they
Right.
line multiple streets, right? Main
Oh, yeah,
Street.
but they're, you talk about 100
Cool.
and that's just the tip of the iceberg, it's a
Yeah.
lot of people. I mean, it's a very festive, beautiful event, it's a great event.
But again, Janet, that's the 4th of July parade. This is a
That's true.
parade
That's
on Sunday, Lara, it was Sunday, correct?
Saturday,
Saturday,
September
on
4th.
Labor Day weekend. So it's gonna be a completely different animal compared to the 4th of July parade.
Okay.
I will say that we are concerned about the group of individuals who are not yet eligible to be vaccinated, who love the parade so much, which are kids under 12.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so back when we decided to switch the date, we didn't know what we knew about the Delta, and we didn't have any masking mandate that came back up. And so, we're concerned about the kids going back to school, and a little concerned also about enforcing wearing masks, outside.
Right.
So.
Well, I agree with you, Larry. This is Nick about the concern about those under 12.
Yes.
And I think any kind of parade, it'll attract the kids. I mean, they'll be there. As far as the enforcement, that's always been an issue throughout any of these mandates. Who's going to enforce it? That doesn't mean we shouldn't suggest to the public that they mask up if they're going to be close. And that's what I would suggest. I still think even outdoors, with COVID being what it is, especially with the Delta variant, and a lot of the population not vaccinated, and even those vaccinated can still contract virus. But I'm still in favor of a mask.
So
If you can't keep the distance, you got a mask, as the regulations suggest.
Let's see if we could say the sentence differently. If you can't keep distance, it is strongly recommended by the Board of Health that you mask.
Some kind of recommendation, something like that.
Not that it's a mandate, but it's strongly recommended if you're not
Right.
able to social distance that you mask.
Right. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Some recommendation along those lines. If we were going to
Yes.
do away with it, some strong recommendation, I think would be. I could accept that. I mean, people basically going to do what they're going to do anyway. I mean, as far as the masks, which is unfortunate to some extent, but I could go with that, Janet.
Yeah.
All right, so Hillary, what can we do? Can we do something for that then? Can we agree to, if the chamber wants to go forth with the parade, and maybe the Oyster Fest wants to have a bonfire, I guess, that you just said?
Mhm.
That's the first I've heard of it, and so, well, you guys all know my feelings and opinions. Life has the mental health aspect of everything that has been forced upon the population, people, kids, and everything, is as almost damaging as what the COVID is doing to people and the restrictions that are being forced upon people. So I would like to be able to have some type of celebration with the wording, just please, if you need to, put mask up if you need to.
But we have to say when they need to. You can't just say if you need to. We have to say if you
But I'm
cannot,
saying, at the 6 foot, and,
every family's gonna stand together, Ken. But it's when you can't maintain the 6 foot
yes,
distance.
which
And
I
actually, the
understand.
gathering of the candy and the throwing of the candy, you like the to be 6 feet away from the floats anyway, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think,
I agree. Well,
So do we
I-
want to,
I
so
think.
am I,
Can I ask Hilly, do we have to eliminate all of E? Can this just be specifically for this parade? Or do we have to open up weddings and funeral? I mean, all the other events that are indoors, do we have to open them all up?
no, we're
These are
not changing,
outdoors.
we're not changing indoors. We're only talking about outdoor gatherings of
I mean, I meant
100
outdoors. I mean, yep.
of 100 people or more. So I think we would just scrap E altogether, but leave D when outdoors in a public place while waiting in lines, blah, blah, blah. If you can't maintain
Okay.
your distance, you wear your mask.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
So we would remove E.
Okay, but we would
But
say.
is that, I guess, is
We
that gonna,
strongly recommend, not that you must wear a mask if you can't socially distance, because then it's a mandate.
yeah, so if we take out E, then we have some other document where we have this recommendation.
We're gonna label it recommendation and not mandate.
Well, it can't be a mandate, right? Because mandate is enforceable. Recommendation is, do what
Right.
you feel is right, but this is what we recommend.
All right.
Yeah, I think I mean, I can go along with that.
Can you go along with it for both events? Like, I mean, I'm thinking about the parade and I feel like that's more of like a linear type of lineage, right? Where you could get the 6 feet and that's fine. I'm having trouble envisioning a bonfire.
Right, but I think you should also, just as Laura and the chamber is taking responsibility and doing whatever they can to maintain appropriate, social distancing when they can. I think we have to ask back to do the same thing. We have
Yeah,
to say, to
and I think,
we've never done this bonfire before from
yeah,
SPAC.
no,
So
I know.
You need to ask them to visualize it,
I know. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm
I am
trying
too.
to like, and my memory takes me to the Dennis bonfire, which might be very different than the Wellfleet bonfire, but at the Dennis bonfire, there's the fire, and then there's all kinds of kids gathered around it roasting marshmallows.
No, there's not gonna be any roasting, no s'mores, nothing.
Okay,
nothing.
no s'mores in Wellfleet. All right, that's all I needed to know.
But I think you need to, and I'll reinforce it to the board because I'm on the board, but you need to say to SPAC, the Board of Health has changed this. However, we're trying to visualize the parameters that you are putting into place to enhance social distancing.
Hillary, I got a question for you. When is
Yeah, just
this?
1 second, Ken, but I think we need to add to that, Janet, that we know that virus transmission outside is low. So like,
Yes.
I don't want us to lose sight of like the scientific fact as to why we're lifting this particular piece. So,
I like that too.
Yeah.
Too.
okay,
yeah.
go ahead, Ken, ask away,
And
sorry.
When were they planning on this bonfire for SPAC?
It's a couple weeks
week
out,
of-
like
Yeah,
October.
it's October.
It's October, so truthfully, it's still a month and a half away.
Yes,
And next meeting, we could have no people in town with
Right,
COVID.
right.
yes,
So all
exactly.
these things are gonna go away. We can't worry about something that's a month and a half away when all these restrictions could be loosened completely.
True that.
Yeah.
I'm
make
just a
the
worry
point.
ward. You
Well-
guys have turned me into a worry ward. I don't know what else to say.
Well,
No,
Hillary,
Hillary,
come
I
to my
love you.
side. Come to my side, Hillary. I'll help you along, okay?
Hillary, is any of this contingent upon what happens the next week? I mean, before the
Well,
Labor Day? I mean, are we gonna
yeah,
review
it's
numbers
all-
again next Wednesday?
It's all contingent on the
Exactly.
numbers,
we-
right? Like, that's what this is all based on, is the numbers. So,
So can we
yeah,
meet again next week?
yeah, I
We,
think
we
can.
have
I
a
think-
regular meeting next week, right?
Oh,
No,
No,
okay.
our regular meeting is the following, the second Wednesday.
Okay.
Yes, we can meet next week. However, I do have a conscom meeting on September 1.
Okay.
So we can, that meeting starts at 4. I could probably jump out of that meeting and join you guys for a little bit. I won't stress about that.
It should
So
be
let's
brief,
just-
just to give us an
keep it at
update and we can further
Yeah, keep it-
analyze what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay,
keep it set at 5:30 because I think that works for at least 3 of
Okay.
us. So I think
All
that's good. I will remove E and ship this back out. I don't want to confuse people royally, but such is life.
all right.
I think, did we vote on it though?
Yeah, anybody want to make a motion?
Yeah, move-
okay, you want me to make a motion?
Please,
If you could.
Okay, whenever outdoors in a public place, including streets and sidewalks, if physical distancing cannot be maintained as a result of the number of people present, it is strongly recommended that participants use a mask. Or we could say, and based on outdoor transmission rates, we could start the sentence with that. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Based on outdoor transmission rates being lower, whenever
Based on
outdoors in a
lower
public,
transmission rates.
that's even better, Hillary. I like it. You're a
Okay.
worry ward, but you're a very good one. Whenever, so that's how it starts, Rebecca. And then we go, whenever outdoors in a public place, including streets and sidewalks, if physical distancing cannot be maintained as a result of the number of people present, it is strongly recommended that masks be utilized. And the beginning of do you get the beginning of that, Rebecca?
I did, yes. And I'm
Okay.
gonna listen back to it anyway, so.
Okay.
So you're planning a meeting next Wednesday as well at 5:30?
yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, all right, it's all posted.
Okay, do we have a
Hold on.
second?
I'll second that.
And so we want to keep D and E in the recommendations.
Yes.
Okay, so we have, based on lower transmission rates outdoors in a public place, including streets, sidewalks, while waiting in lines and beaches and ponds, if physical distancing cannot be maintained as a result of the number of people present, it is strongly recommended that individuals wear a mask. And
Yes.
then do we get rid of E altogether?
Yes,
So E goes bye-bye. That all gets deleted. We're all looking
Right.
at the same thing here. E is gone, and this should become a separate section. Or unless we leave it,
Because it's still a rule.
yeah, you know what? I
understand.
think we can still leave it as D.
Right, right.
It's just, it is strongly recommended. It is, I should say it is strongly recommended, not required.
Yes,
Okay. How's that?
that sounds great.
Everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
I don't know why you have to add the not required. It's just a recommendation. Leave it at that, because I think
Okay.
that encourages people not to wear a mask.
Okay,
I would-
recommended.
It's strongly recommended. Okay.
Okay. We like it?
You
Yes.
like it?
all right, I second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
3-0,
Okay.
okay. Is
Now
there
we have
anything else now we need to discuss, Hillary? We all set?
Helen made a comment that we don't know how many transient people, renters, day trippers who left the Cape and later test positive. No, we don't know that. That's true, Helen.
Well, that's for every town, that even includes Truro, who has 2, so.
If if contact tracing is done,
The contact tracing is done, but those cases don't get logged to Wellfleet. So if they're not residents of Wellfleet, they get tracked to their home community.
and we don't get notified.
We don't get notified. If someone is a close contact, the close contact gets notified, but we don't.
Okay, so,
Hillary, I thought you said previously that cases that occur, say in Wellfleet, at some facility, some restaurant or something.
So if it
People live
happens, if it occurs in a restaurant, I get a notification, but their numbers don't go into our case counts. So
Yeah,
someone would
but you
say-
hear about it. You hear
Yes,
about it.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. As
Yeah,
long as you hear
yeah.
about it, you know it happened in Wellfleet.
Yes,
That's vital information. Okay.
yes, yes.
But she's not gonna hear about somebody that goes back to New York and has.
No, I understand. That's why I'm very
So-
cautious about all of this.
So
Yeah.
Helen makes. a
There's
good
so
point.
much of it that isn't known. Even
Yeah.
knows how many people are carrying virus. We have no idea.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
it's a tricky, very tricky virus.
Yes, I wish it wasn't.
Yeah.
It looks like Helen has her hand up.
All right, I'm here.
Hi, through you, Ken. Hi, Gary. Guys, are any of you aware of the impact that Provincetown's decision to go ahead and hold their parade had on the economy afterwards, after that super spreader event? I'm just worried about this. I'm speaking as an individual who is definitely not going to go to the parade simply because I'm worried. And I think that we've all heard now about people who have tested positive with no symptoms. I certainly have. And I am once again very worried about kids. And I feel, and I'm going to say something about this select board meeting. You're very nice to let me speak now. But I really feel that it should remain a mandate so that we don't have strife because of it during a parade situation. And I'm just very worried about anything happening that hurts our brand, Laura. It really hurt Provincetown, what they allowed on July 4th. Bigger crowds than we'd have here, but to address something Ken said, and that's the last thing I'll say, may I offer that quite a long time ago, after it became clear how difficult it was having 4th of July fireworks and so forth here, the select board in the early 2000s, I was on it, decided to have a Labor Day fireworks and parade and stuff, and it was heavily attended, the parade. So that's a big weekend here, and I think that you would get a lot of crowds. Thank you for letting me say something.
Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, Gary, how are you?
All right, sorry I'm late.
It's okay. We can bring you up to date. We just adjusted the regulation slightly that you can have more outdoor activity where anything it is required. It's not required is suggested that you wear a mask when you're outdoors within 6 feet of somebody. So
Not suggested, Ken, it's recommended,
Strongly recommended. Yep.
strongly recommended.
same
Do we
thing.
have the word strongly in the order?
I think we did.
I don't know if we had strongly or it is recommended. I gotta go back. Oh, no,
Okay.
strongly, strongly.
It was strongly recommended that
It's
if
strongly
you can't keep
recommended.
distance, you wear a mask.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, suggest.
What's our number?
Strongly suggested. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Gary.
What's our number this week?
8.
8?
We had 8 test positive out of 223 for a 3.5% positivity rate. So we're still not below 3, but we're going the right way. And that's why we were lifting it in the outdoor situations.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think, consistency is important. We know that there has not been virus transmission in outdoor,
Right.
in the outdoors. So I'm not yet.
Based on science. Also.
Based
Hillary-
based on science and
Based on the
our
numbers. Yep.
contact tracing, so.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Also, just in response to Helen's concern, and I totally hear what you're saying, but I think that in order to have a mandate for something like the parade, we would have to have a vehicle of enforcement, and we don't have it. So I think it's much better to take the other way and strongly recommend so people do it themselves, so they enforce themselves, because we're not going to recommend, we're not going to enforce it. And that's why I strongly recommend it as opposed to mandate. The difference is in the enforcement, so.
Well, and quite honestly, Doug and I can't enforce a whole parade's worth of
No,
people.
no.
We
And
don't have
neither-
anything
neither
more
does
than
our
street
police department.
clothes. I mean,
So we're going to where what we think will get us the best outcome.
compliance, yeah,
And that's what we're looking for. We're outcome oriented.
yes, based on science.
Yes.
And also, Helen, I think a lot of people will take your tack and say, I'm not comfortable. I mean, people will decide for themselves, are they really comfortable going to a parade? And I think a
Right,
lot of
or a-
people won't be going. Yeah,
Or wedding.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, okay, so there's really nothing more that we can talk about tonight. Gary, we're planning on meeting next Wednesday as well.
Yes.
to Keep talking about this. And, does anybody have anything more to say?
Just to let Gary know, we're gonna meet again, next Wednesday at 5:30, just
Yeah.
to have a look at our numbers and see where we wanna go.
Yep.
I'm gonna ship out the new order to Lara. Lara, you still with us? I can't see you because my Hollywood Squares is small. Lara still here? Oh, Lara's still
Yeah,
here. Okay,
She's still
good.
here.
I'm gonna ship it to you, so you can ship it out to your business people, just so they know. I'm gonna send it over to Rebecca to push out to the press. And we will share it amongst town employees, and I think that's the best we can do. We still have test kits available. We're passing those out too. And the calls just come in. We follow up on all the complaints, and we're doing the best we can with the staff we have. So
Great. Hillary,
We
just for
can't
the record, I think
anymore.
you mentioned that we actually had 9 cases.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
we had one case come in later today.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Just for the
Yeah, sorry.
for the
9 cases.
record, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Hey, Hillary,
And
one.
You're doing a great job.
Even
Hillary,
on vacation.
Hillary, on
Well,
a different complete note, do you have the DPW, have you heard any complaints or anything about why the dump was closed on Sunday?
Well, the dump was closed on Sunday because they were thinking that they were going to have to deal with Henri.
Hurricane.
Henri didn't come, and so the dump remained closed.
Okay,
I haven't heard any complaints.
well, you got one from me.
All over Facebook. Tons of people.
Oh, it's all
Yeah,
over
A lot
Facebook.
of people are very.
That's what
angry
Jody
about the
says.
dump being
Okay.
closed.
Well, we don't make people happy. A lot of people are mad, and we just,
I was bummed too. I had the truck full.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
I guess it comes down to we make those decisions based on the best science, and when they pulled the crew from there, they were already pulled from there and they had already decided to close it. So it came down to an emergency management team decision. And
It's
Well, we
if
figured
you
that.
if you wait too long, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
You're damned
So-
either way, exactly. I can totally
You're
understand.
damned.
Adjusting
So
based on the hurricane.
I feel bad. I feel bad, but I feel like at some point the DPW director has to just make the call based on what
Right.
they're looking at. And, at the time he made the call, we thought we were gonna get hit, and the hurricane moved due east or west. So west.
Perfectly reasonable call. You know how many people pulled their boats out of the marina?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
So,
tons.
Yep,
so
it was perfectly reasonable in preparation for a hurricane, I think.
And I know people are angry, but if we didn't do it and Henri actually hit us, then we
Exactly.
would have been screwed in other ways because our DPW is understaffed and,
Right.
struggling as well. So
And
it just
didn't
comes down to a call.
and
Right.
didn't John Q. Public get themselves ready? Okay, they did the same thing.
Okay.
They heard he was coming, and they got their batteries, they got their gas. So the
Exactly.
DPW director isn't alone. He reacted. Decision. We all make decisions.
Right.
I
right.
lowered my umbrella. That's the only thing I did. I lowered my umbrella because I
All
knew it
right.
was gonna go west. So
Well,
anyway.
Ken, you're a little different than all of us,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
You
I
are.
understand. I know that, so,
I mean, it's not only hurricane preparation that sets us apart.
yeah, I know. All right, well, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting and we'll see everybody next Wednesday?
Okay,
Rebecca, can you just stay on for 1 second so we can talk about pushing this out a little?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Bye.
see you next week. I'll second the motion. All right,
Favor, aye.
aye.
All right,
Hi.
Janet, show us your dog.
Meetings.
Oh, it's too late.
I'm
Wait,
out
okay, wait. All right, wait, Gary. Can you see me?
Yep,
I don't have my gallery view.
I got you.
I only see you and the regulation. How do I
Yeah,
get?
that's all
back?
I got.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna stop sharing. There you
Okay,
go.
I'll go get him. He's asleep, but he has to wake up anyway. I'll get him.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Yeah, he's the cutest dog.
Come on, Leo. Come on, Leo. Come on, baby.
Leo. I love that name.
Don't you pee. Gary wants to see you. You cannot pee. So I take you out. Do not pee. That's my message to him. There he
there he-
is. There he is.
God, he's so cute.
Oh,
Literally,
he's-
So cute.
He is the cutest guy.
isn't he?
Oh my God, that face.
Oh, my God, he's great.
I
Great.
know.
I might need him to be my therapy dog soon.
Yeah, I know. I'm
We
gonna
needed
bring
the-
him. I'm gonna.
we
do
needed
you
that
think I could
Leo
Bring him
fit.
Friday night for a little bit. Could I
We're gonna-
bring him Friday night to Michelle's?
Sure.
Sure.
Jody said yes. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I
You
gotta
guys have
take him
a
to
night.
tea.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. Come on, my sweetheart. Come on. Who's gonna do the business, huh? Who's gonna do the business? Who's gonna do the business? Yeah. Hello.
Rebecca, I'm talking to
I'm
you.
here.
Okay, okay.
I'm
I
sorry,
was
you were on
talking-
mute. I couldn't, I saw your mouth moving, but I was like, is she talking?
Yeah,
to
I was talking to
me,
you,
or-
but I was on mute. So I amended the order.
Let me
I'm gonna
just hit,
send-
you guys